sister confessed her feelings to me, but I see her as a sibling. I, 24 male, have been friends with Alex, 24 male, since our middle school, or more than 19 years. We were so close that we were always together to the point where people thought that we were siblings. We lived in a small village and our houses were really close together. So throughout high school, higher secondary, and college, there were days we spent time and nights in each other's houses. I was literally like an adopted son to Alex's parents. Alex has a younger sister, Alina, 21 female. I have no siblings. So the moment I met Alina, she has been like my own sister, since I've always wanted to have a sister. Whenever I was in Alex's home, she always came and spent time with us. Me and Alex studied in the same higher secondary school and college near our village that even in our late teens, our friendship still continued. Alina was so close to me that whenever Alex or her father weren't free, it was my job to take her shopping or to places she wanted to visit. So I was literally a second brother to her. We were so much like siblings that there were times I scolded and reprimanded her. She has always been obedient towards me more than she has been to Alex. I wonder why. So her parents always used to joke that I am a better brother to her than Alex. There was an incident that occurred when I was in college. I went to a movie alone since all my friends, including Alex, were busy with something. When the movie finished and I was coming out of the theater, I saw Alina and two of her female friends coming out of the same theater. I was surprised and went to ask what she was doing there. She was completely shocked to see me and started crying. She didn't say a word and continued crying. Whoa! When I saw that people were staring at us, I took her and her friends to a nearby cafe and started asking for details. They confessed they cut their tuition class, came to the movie without anyone knowing. I asked if they did this regularly, to which they said it was their first time and they'd never do it again. All this time, Alina never spoke a word and she just continued crying. I told them that this time I would help them to cover it up, but if I ever saw or knew about them doing it again, I would inform their parents. The girls agreed and the two friends left. I bought Alina snacks for her to stop crying, and for some time, she stopped crying and said she was sorry. I told her it was okay and to go home and never repeat this again. I never informed Alex or his parents. 3 years ago, Alina got her admission in a college in a faraway city that she had to move away. Her mother was so reluctant to send her away to a totally different city. Alina insisted it was her dream college, that she wanted to study there. So she moved away to the new city when I was in my last year of college. 2 years ago, I graduated and got a job in the same city Alina was studying in. Alex got a job in another city which is even farther away from both our village and the city I got the job in. Both of us were sad that we had to separate after more than 17 years of being together. But his mom was really happy about me getting a job in the city that Alina was in. She said she can finally be at ease, since I was there to look after Alina if anything happened to her. So when I moved to the new city, Alina was there to collect me from the railway station along with her friends. Alina and 4 of her friends lived together in a rented house near their campus. I introduced myself as Alina's brother's friend. All of them were communicating something through their eyes. Later, I settled at a place near my company. It was only 30 minutes away from Alina's campus. She and her friends took me to the major places in the city that evening since it was my first time here. I was really happy to be taken care of by them. For the last 2 years, I have been living in the city. During Alina's vacations, we went back to our village together and came back together. I was gifted my own car a year ago by my parents. Now, I am well acquainted with all of Alina's friends that I take them for shopping and movies during some weekends. There were times I was even called to the house they live in to move furniture or change lights. They even cooked for me and we ate together at their house on some holidays. I've already told them no matter what the place or time is, if they needed help, be sure to call me. Today, when I reached my room after work, I got a call from Alina's number. I took the call and one of Alina's friends said she will share a location and asked for me to be there. I asked what happened and she said I will understand once I'm there. So I took my car and went to the location they shared. Saw Alina and 3 of her friends outside a pub. Alina was sitting on a bench outside while all 3 other girls were standing next to her. I went to them and asked what happened. They said they just came for some drinks and Alina got whipped. It was not a shock to me since I knew these girls went out for drinks occasionally and I used to pick them up sometimes. They said they needed help to bring Alina back to their house. I went near Alina and asked if she could walk. She opened her eyes and looked at me. She called out my name loudly. Bee! Why? told her I came to take her back home. She didn't reply. She screamed at her friends, asking them why they called me when she was this wasted. Her friends were looking at each other, not knowing what to say. I carried her to my car and sat her on the front seat. Then I asked the rest of the girls to get in. They said they were not planning to return yet, and there were still friends waiting for them inside. I asked them how they planned to return. They said they don't plan on drinking anymore and they'll call a cab. They said one of their friends is still home. She doesn't drink, so she decided to stay home. She will look after Alina, that all I have to do is take her home. I told them good night and started driving. Alina was still sitting next to me, silent, and was staring at me. I wanted to talk, but decided not to since she was too wasted. After driving for about 10 minutes, Alina told me to stop the car. I stopped it, and Alina started throwing up through the window. Oof. I waited for her to finish. After finishing, she started crying and started bawling that she was sorry and asked me not to hate her. She kept on apologizing and asked me not to scold her. I turned the car off and told her not to worry. I told her this happens sometimes, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Even though I don't drink, I've had friends and coworkers who got wasted and threw up a lot. But she still kept apologizing and told me not to hate her. I totally had no idea what to do next. Then she started saying that it hurts the most when I scold her. She said she never gets this much hurt, even if Alex or her father scold her. I was happy to hear that she gave me that much respect in her mind. I didn't speak and let her finish her ranting. She said she doesn't want me to hate her. Thinks she's a bad girl. And wasted. It was then she started saying things I never thought I would hear from her. She said she's always had a crush on me since high school. She said she was so in love with me that she made reasons to go out with me for shopping those days. She said she always loved to spend time with me whenever I went to their house. She said she loved the way I looked. I talked, I took care of her. She said she loved everything about me. She said she was devastated the day I caught her at the movie theater. Not because she was afraid of her parents, but because she was afraid I would think that she is a bad girl. She said she cried about it the following days after the incident. She said that all this time she knew that I only viewed her as my sister and it hurts her a lot. She always wanted me to view her as a girl rather than my sister. Said she went far away from our village for college in order to get away from me and her feelings toward me. She called me an a-hole for following her to the new city just when she was trying to move on. She said seeing me at the railway station that day made all of her feelings for me flood back at her. She said that the last 2 years she enjoyed spending time with me again, that all the weekend plans and household chores were planned for her to spend more time with me. She kept on bawling and weeping. She even said she rejected 2 guys who asked her out during the last 3 years just because of her love for me. She said I'm so insensitive and cruel for treating her like a sister. She said she tried to hate me as much as she could, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't find it in her heart to do so. She said I should at least give her a chance. After ranting all this time, she then continued crying for some time and it slowly calmed down. I was frozen in my seat, searching for words. After she calmed down, we both stayed silent for some time. I was totally confused, and never in my 24 years of life had I ever felt this lost. I asked her if I could start the car. She stayed silent. We both stayed silent throughout the drive. I was so tense that I could hear my own heartbeat. When we reached her house, I got out of the car and went to open the door for her. But she actually opened it and tried to storm out. I could see that she was angry, sad, and embarrassed. It didn't feel like she was wasted anymore, or so I thought. After taking 2 steps outside the car, she fell down, losing balance. I ran and tried to help her up. She shouted at me not to touch her and not to even talk to her ever again. I stood there for a minute, not knowing what to do. Then I went and knocked on the door of her house. Her friend came and opened the door. Seeing me, she was confused at first. Then seeing Alina sitting on the ground in the front yard made her more confused. She asked me what happened, and I told her to help Alina get up and take her inside. Though she was confused, she nodded and took Alina inside. After 2 minutes, she came out and asked. I told her we had a little fight and asked her to take care of Alina. Then I told her goodnight and drove back to my room. This is where I am now, sitting on my bed, typing this. I tried to sort out all my thoughts and feelings. Nothing is helping me reach anywhere. I'm totally lost. It's not the first time that a girl told me she loves me. I was asked out by both in college and by one of my coworkers. I kindly rejected them. I don't think I'm mentally mature enough for any relationship. I had crushes in high school, but never even thought about a relationship. I've been single my whole life, and I've never even held hands with a girl romantically. I always thought that the one I need would naturally come to me when it's the right time. Knowing that the girl I considered my own sister my whole life has been crushing on me is the biggest shock I've ever had. What should I do now? Cut contact with her? Dang. But what will I tell Alex and her parents? Should I speak to her? But what can I tell her other than the things she already knows? That she's like a sister to me. I never knew this was what she was feeling all this time. It's more than 10 years. I feel guilty for hurting a girl for this long. I want her to move on. Knowing that she's refusing to be in another relationship because of me is hurting me more. She is rejecting the love she deserves for the love she may never get. Can I ever give her a chance like she asked and love her as a woman? Can a man change his brotherly feelings he had towards a girl his whole life into romantic feelings overnight? I'm only even considering this option because I never want to lose her from my life. She is that dear to me. Even if I can, how will I face Alex and his parents? Was it my mistake that she felt this way? Should I realize that an adopted brother would never be the same as a blood brother? Was I wrong to expect her to look the same way I looked at her? Someone please help. I'm totally lost. How should I move forward in my relationship with her? And I've already said, if you're not sure, go on a date with her. I don't know. If you are sure, don't date her and tell her that you don't.
If there's like an inkling of a questioning, go on a date with her.